We're situated about 8 miles west of New York City at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Coming up, we got a good matchup on tap here, as it'll be the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the New York Jets. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and as we look at this matchup, every time there's something different to focus on. So I'll just ask you, what do you see here in this one?
Well, Rembrandt, you've given me a pretty blank canvas to focus on, haven't you?
Yeah.
Where do you think I'm going to go with this?
Oh, secondary?
You know me well, right? In a game like this, it's always about the secondary. Can they handle the passing attack and make a few plays?
Here's the former Utah Ute, Matt Gay, to get this one started. And off we go from MetLife Stadium. Gets around him. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. And they're led out by their mobile quarterback out of West Virginia. It's Geno Smith.
I still remember back in 2013 when he was drafted out of West Virginia. He was coming off a back-to-back 4,000-yard seasons for the Mountaineers. Hadn't seen as much game time in recent years, but at one point, a capable starter in the NFL.
Kwity Paye getting in there and burying him behind the line. A lot of talk the other day about them wanting to quiet this home crowd early and often. Very first play of the game, they do just that.
You're exactly right about that, because that's often a conversation when you go on the road and you travel. Hey, let's take the crowd out of it. What a great way of doing so by putting the quarterback on the deck.
So much for coming out throwing as it leads to an early second down and long. Off of play action. Here's Smith. Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete.
Oh, my goodness. He had his tight end running free down the middle. I think maybe if you don't try to go for the home run ball and just kind of get it to him, just put it on him, this play will work out. But he led him too much, and that's a tough incompletion to handle.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This pass out wide to Hall. A gain of 4, not enough, and it looks like punt time on their opening drive as it's 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down, they just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. So here comes the Raider offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by the former Hoosier, their rookie quarterback from Indiana.
I tell you what, when he's on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
Joseph Osai there on the stop. Really good stop there by the end in this 4-3 defense.
Yeah, not just pass rushers anymore, are they? Those guys can use their hands, control the point of attack, shed those blockers, and go get those ball carriers.
Mendoza now, off the play fake. He'll get the tight end Bowers involved there. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
Now a 3rd and 6. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the Raider first down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Mendoza. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 44-yard line.
Off play action. Mendoza. Short throw there, caught by Thomas. That one a first down pickup of 8.
And a Raider first down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
On first down, it's Genty. David Onyemata there on the tackle.
David Onyemata brought him down. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the Jets' 43-yard line.
From the 43, here's 2nd and 5. Once again, it's Genty. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive.
Incomplete. It leads to 2nd and 10.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. He's going to try and take off with it. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. He'll get 9 yards on the keeper there, but it's still going to leave him with a 3rd and 1. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with White. But he's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped them, bringing up 4th down.
Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They'll go. Here's Genty. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard. Well, you feel the excitement build on those 4th down plays. Defense has to stay out there, but for the offense, when that thing doesn't work out, such disappointment.
It can absolutely be a deflator, but how about the defensive guys? If they stop you on 4th down, they are absolutely elevated going to their bench.
They're elevated now. Big stop on 4th down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Smith. Oh, and that is incomplete.
Smith's pass incomplete from the contact. Brings up 3rd down and 11.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing is Smith. A quick reaction as he catches it off the tip. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, sure looked pretty coming off of his hand, but sometimes you might have to take a little bit off of it. That one looked a little too hot to handle.
Yeah, but off the tip, hey, they still got the catch, right?
It's amazing, isn't it? Even when it goes wrong, it turns out right.
Play action. It's Smith. He dumps this one off here to Hall. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
They'll give to Hall. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation.
Brings up 3rd down.
They'll sneak it with Smith. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the Jets first down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
They'll fake it. Now Smith. To the left side, he's got the tight end Taylor. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And it'll be 2nd down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And just not enough on the throw there, down around his feet and incomplete.
That one came up just a little bit short. I'm wondering, is he still a little bit tight as this game starts? What would you say? Maybe he's got to take the governor off of it?
Or maybe the donut off the baseball bat like the guys in the on-deck circle?
I like that. Yeah, just take that little extra weight off of him and start to play freely.
From the gun on 3rd down, Smith. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away.
Fair catch.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Raider drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. He'll find Genty out of the backfield. And he'll be just shy of the 20 at the 19 as he goes out of bounds. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Mendoza. Throw left side, pulled in by Tucker. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds.
And it's 3rd down.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. They'll try to run for it with Genty. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Not the result they were looking for there on 3rd down. They end up taking a loss on the play. The only person happy now, the punter, gets to go out there and show Mom that he gets to play in the game.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. A good kick, 49 yards, just 3 on the return. And the Jets will take over. And New York set to take the field. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. They'll start out here with the option left. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss. Short completion, just 4 yards. And that brings up third and a full 10 yards. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Second quarter now from MetLife Stadium. The Jets with the football here as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Geno now to throw. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. He'll get it to the 40. Broke a tackle there to get some extra yardage. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll run with Hall. And they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down. They snap it to Smith. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. So a big play there on 4th, and now 1st and 10 at the 30. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Caught by Wilson. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 15-yard line. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another 1st.
I can't help but chuckle a little bit because at this point, it can't be a surprise to anyone in the building who's going to get the ball. They just keep feeding him over and over, and he just keeps on delivering.
Hall want to give up the middle. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Second and 2, 1st down marker at the 5-yard line. On the option, it's Smith himself. And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Well, not exactly the way that they drew it up, partner, but certainly not going to complain because the end result, touchdown.
A great outcome for the offensive side, but a crushing play defensively. You make a quick stop, force a fumble, only to see them take the fumble all the way in for 6 points. Now the challenge becomes not getting down and going out and continuing to make plays and hoping the ball bounces your way the next time.
Now for the point after. He's got it, and the Jets lead 7-0. So that one a long 11-play drive. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. Throwing to start the drive. Mendoza. He's going to loft one. Deep left side here. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
If I'm making excuses, and I am, sometimes the sun can be difficult on a ball like that. That looked like it was going to be right there, but it's in and out of his hands. And a potential big play goes by the wayside.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. It's caught. Lockett. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Second catch for him. Aaron Glenn has made the decision. He wants another look. Out comes a challenge flag.
The previous play is under review.
Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. Now a play fake here on first down. Open man down the field. It's Bowers. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
Man coverage on the left side, so I really like the design of this play because they opened up the field and brought their tight end the other way on a crossing route. That's a lot of ground to cover if you're a defender. I've been there before, unable to stay with his man there.
Up the middle, it's Genty. And he stopped immediately there. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
Back to throw. Mendoza. That'll go for a gain of 7. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
The Raiders on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Mendoza. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
From here, this would have been a 48-yarder, but no, they're going to go for it. Back to throw. Mendoza. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And it'll be a turnover on downs. So a tough pill to swallow there. A would-be touchdown pass in and out of his hands on 4th.
Sometimes it just comes down to execution, doesn't it? Because we're always questioning, should they go for it, should they not? Is it the right play call, is it not? In this situation, everything was right except for the finish. You have to catch the ball and convert.
No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line.
On the draw, it's Hall. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
He's tackled at the 40.
So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
That's good for a Jets 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Throwing quickly to Wilson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
It's a gain of 8.
Nothing flashy there, the slant to the slot.
Oh, and the frustration for the defensive guys, because it's a quick play, and you know it's going to be a bang-bang play in terms of the throw and the catch, and then he's able to absorb the contact and complete it.
Now a 2nd and 2. Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
And the Jets.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a 1st down. They ran it and picked it up.
On 1st down, right back to Hall. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Davis on the tackle. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 44-yard line.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down at 7. Throwing now is Gino. And he'll find Hall. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36.
A gain of
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Jets, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Straight ahead is Hall. And he'll get down to about the 26-yard line. 44 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
After another really nice run, this is where a defense coordinator earns his money. His guys have been on the field a long time, so he's got to decide what he wants to do to try and slow them down. Is he going to substitute some players in, get some fresh guys, or is he just going to try to attack and try and find a way to take the ball away from them?
And they run the option on 2nd down. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 5 yards that time, taking it himself, and he has enough for the 1st.
And this is one of those plays that if you can use it to keep the chains moving, it's a good play. And not only that, it tends to tamp down the pass rushers because they have to recognize this play and stay at home. The quarterback uses it well. Read option, keeps it, and picks up a 1st down with some nice running.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
At the 20-yard line.
Out of the gun, Smith. That is caught at the 7. And the Jets are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
16 yards. And the Jets, 1st down. 1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
They'll run with Hall. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Now Gino. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Malcolm Kuntz. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. To throw is Smith. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now the Jets will call on a field goal unit here. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. They had it 1st and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive. But you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. You end up having to take 3 there.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Second and 10. Looking to throw. Mendoza. Open man is Jalen Naylor. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
Now, how about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football.
And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. David Onyemata, the defensive tackle, getting in there for a loss of 5. I don't care if you're taking it in round 1, you're undrafted, whatever. As a rookie quarterback in this league, you're going to have games where you face adversity like this.
Lessons. All the time you're going to face these lessons. The key for this guy is, will he be able to bounce back in the next one? Because right now, this has not been his game.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. This time they stay on the ground. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
It's 4th down.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. The Jets take it over again. Breece Hall making his way out with the offense. We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
14 yards.
14 yards is the pickup there at a Jet first down.
1st and 10 at the 20.
So halftime straight ahead. Let's get you down to the Sunshine State and Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Scott Hansen, good to be with you from the Orlando EA Sports Studios with an abridged halftime report. This one shaping up to be a tight one, as evidenced by the scoreboard. Both these teams playing it close to the vest in the first half. What will happen in the second half? Let's find out as we send it back to the stadium and our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Scott, thanks very much. And we welcome all of you back here on EA Sports for quarter number 3. 10-0 is our score as we get started again on EA Sports. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Raider offense ready to go here to start the third quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air. Well, they still have time to get them established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
And here's Mendoza. Off play action. He's going to float this one deep right side. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And the Jets are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
And that has to be a little bit discouraging because after all their halftime talk, adjustments, and points of emphasis, their first drive ends with an interception. Absolutely aggravating if you're a head coach because you spent all that time, gone through every situation possible, and it still ends in a turnover.
So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. Now Hall to start the drive. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. 65 yards rushing for him now to this point.
What a way to start a drive. An excellent run, a tone setter, and now if you want to take a shot on second down and go play action and make it look like the same exact play and throw it over the top, you can do so because you've established the run in a big way.
They'll go again with Hall. Nifty move. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down. Got to give a nod of appreciation to some of those guys up front over on that left side. Several key blocks sprung him.
No appreciation for the guys from the backside that didn't allow any leakage and anybody could run him down from the backside.
They're at the kids' table.
Okay, so front side guys good, backside guys, that's what you're supposed to do.
And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Malcolm Kuntz picks up his second sack of the afternoon. And you get the feeling, Charles, yeah, he's got the 2 sacks now, but he may get more here. We still got a quarter and then some to go.
And the way that he is playing this game, it reminds me of one of the best golfers in the world who can use every club in the bag and make a great shot. That's what he's doing with his pass rush moves right now, showing a little bit of everything. They have no way of stopping him.
A shotgun snap for Smith. He'll find Taylor. That's complete. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down.
It's a gain of 7.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8. Here's Smith. The quick slant caught. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
And his kick is indeed good. And that will extend their lead even further. But whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin the second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
Dances by him. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. Las Vegas' offense back out there, ready to go. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best of the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
They'll come up 2nd and 7. Off the play fake. Mendoza. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
We always hear from coaches how much they like to run crossing routes because they want to hit their receivers on the go, get them the ball, and keep them moving. How about when you hit a tight end that way? Okay, the receivers are going to run past you most of the time. The tight end, they can do their damage a different way, break a few tackles and really scatter some people, can't they?
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have the Raiders first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2.
And the Raider first down.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That's a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Hate to say it, but that play typifies what we've seen from this offense all game long.
Yeah, don't you think maybe you flip over your play sheet as the offensive coordinator and see the side that says try something different? You know, because this has not worked all game long. They continue to try and get it done. They've got to come up with something a little bit different. Try something special, something they haven't seen.
Anything to score a point.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it, an in route, going into a little bit of traffic. Maybe in the back of his mind, he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back to throw. Mendoza. They'll get this out to Genty. And they will advance this across midfield, but still well shy of the first as he's tackled at the 47. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Cole now on to punt, and he sends this one away. And did he put that on a dime? He did. Wow, out of bounds at the 1-yard line. The Jets offense and Breece Hall headed out onto the field. And you have to imagine this defense saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the third quarter. They'll start on the ground. Hall. And he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. Taron Johnson made the stop.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Here's a 2nd and 8. Ball again. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. Well, now after all of this, hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. So a little more space to operate now. 1st and 10 from right around the 12. They'll run. This is Khalil Herbert. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Well, I think after that run, the defense get back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them? And do I have enough confidence to make a play?
Another carry for Herbert on 2nd down. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
3rd down and 4.
From the gun, here's Smith. And that will be incomplete.
Intended for number 87. Incomplete. It's 4th down.
Here's the Jets punter now as he's on to kick it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Raiders football 1st and 10. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
39 yards there, a big one.
And as you saw right there, this is a guy with pretty good speed for a tight end. Nice job there, catching the short throw and turning it upfield. He can also be a weapon downfield as well.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 27. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Jets' 28-yard line.
Off play action. Mendoza. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
To throw is Mendoza from the gun on 3rd down. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go up the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
4th down, and on comes the Raider kicker, Daniel Carlson. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. The kick by Carlson is good. And they will indeed get on the board here, but still trailing. It's now 13-3. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was a nice score.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
A little juke. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And the Jets set to take the field. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Smith. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Mitchell. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, they obviously read man coverage there, partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him think. Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then he curls back inside for the completion.
A handoff for Hall. And he's going to ball his way forward to the 48. 116 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
They've been running it well all game, and why not? The big guys up front, they're just having a ball, creating monster holes for their guys to run through.
Second down and a yard. Smith going to try and run with it. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think it's big boys up front, that offensive line. They've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4.
At the 47-yard line.
Going old reliable there to the slot on 3rd down.
And the slot position has become the bane of just about every defense's existence, because how do you cover? Do you go with a bigger guy to try and use size? Got to try to go with a quicker guy, and sometimes you even get out quick there. Very difficult to match up with that slot receiver. That's why they keep going back to him.
And he's had the hot hand. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Here's 2nd and 7. They'll fake it. Now Smith. He finds Wilson. And he's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. So it's a quarter that saw these two teams trade field goals here as we've reached the end of 3 quarters of play. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's Jet football as they've got the lead here, and we get set to begin quarter number 4. Now Smith. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the 4th quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Sometimes being a linebacker in the middle of the field is kind of like being a doctor on the field. You got to make the right diagnosis. Here he correctly sends his run and shoots through to make the play in the backfield.
It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Smith. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Max Crosby blowing up the play and getting the sack.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Smith now to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That pass play good for 7, but it still brings up a 4th and goal.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist, but time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Raiders offense coming back out onto the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it. Pretty nice play here. They go read option, read the defensive end, and when he claps down inside, how about the quarterback pulling it, keeping it, and not only getting to the second level, but picking up some really nice yardage.
Very, very well read. Back to throw now on 1st down. That's caught by Tucker. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Brings up 2nd and 1 at the 49-yard line.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. Looking to throw. Mendoza. Pass complete right side to Bowers. 83 yards receiving now for him on the afternoon as he's got a 1st down here.
And the Las Vegas 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. 9 yards on the 1st down. Keeper it at 2nd and 1.
At the 34-yard line.
The run straight ahead with Genty. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the 1st down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a 1st down as well.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
His running ability has been an extra dimension of their game plan thus far. For once, though, he doesn't create any magic against the front that's prepared for him to try and take off.
2nd and 5. Back to throw. Mendoza. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over it that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
It's 3rd down and 5 yards to go.
Looking to throw. Mendoza. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Ashton Genty, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Raiders have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Little loft on that touchdown pass and sort of dropped it in the breadbasket perfectly.
Right in the bucket, and when you're coming out of college and you're a rookie in the NFL, sometimes you forget about the different types of throws you have to make. You just rely on your fastball and throw it as hard as you can all the time. But in this situation, he understood and threw it in a spot where only his receiver was going to get it and no one else. That was pretty.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
Raiders 10.
After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Time for another drive here for this Jets offense. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. Now Herbert to start the drive. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough.
Whenever I go to a team's practice facility and watch them work, I love to watch the defensive guys in what they call pursuit drills. The ball goes either towards them or away from them. How fast will they respond? On this play, the defensive end responded better than anyone and made a really nice play.
They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
A gain of 14 yards brings up 3rd down.
Now Smith. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Jets 1st down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Complete to Garrett Wilson. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 42-yard line.
2nd and 7. Now it's Smith. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 37. A gain there of 21 yards.
37-yard line.
Brandon, what's even more impressive is that came against double coverage. He gashed them with that reception, even with the extra focus that he drew from the defense.
They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the 2nd half. A gorgeous day, 1-score game. 1st and 10 here. Herbert powering up the middle. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. They tried to run the counter, just that the defense wasn't fooled.
And when they're not fooled, you see the end result, because what you're doing there, you mentioned the counter. You're using your offensive linemen sometimes to pull or move to influence the defensive front to go in that direction and create the space back in the other side and block it appropriately. But you're exactly right. Didn't move him, sat there waiting for him and made the play.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Geno now to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Here's the Jets punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And that ball's going to angle out at the 3-yard line. A beauty. The Raiders offense ready to go. And you sense the tide turning. They scored, then their defense forced the punt, and now a chance to ultimately take the lead here late. Now a man who tore up the Packers in the NFC title game a few years back. It's Raheem Mostert. That's Demario Davis navigating his way into the backfield for a tackle for loss.
They were just trying to get their offense a little more room down near their own goal line, but this is just going to make things worse.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. On the give, Ginty. And he was very fortunate there to get out of his end zone. He maybe got back to the 2-yard line. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long. To throw from his end zone, Mendoza. He'll try and do this himself. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And they've got a 4th down now in a game that, to be honest, has been pretty much everything we could have asked for. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And an utter disaster as the ball's going to go over on downs at the 2-yard line. The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field. And now following the desperation turnover on downs, they're set up with a 1st and goal to go. They'll try to run it in, going option right. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Geno Smith scoring on the 2-yard keeper. And the Jets get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Well, this, of course, set up by the stop a moment ago on 4th down, and now that might be the score that puts this one officially out of reach.
And it's a tough one because your hands are tied when you're losing in the 4th quarter, because you know you've got to make something happen. They couldn't pick up the 1st down, and after that, the air just went right out of the balloon, and you knew you were looking at a defeated team.
The Jets will line up for a...
They're going to try and run. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more.
Jets 24, Raiders 10.
And so they run it in on the two-point try. You know, so often, Charles, we talk about, from the offense's perspective, what you do on the two-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people blitzing the two-point conversion. They want you to make a quick decision and make it right now.
There, the offense wins the battle for 2.
This is 1st and 10.
Throwing to start the drive. Mendoza. A very good move, but for a relatively modest gain out here, the 32. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
And he had to reach for that one, but can't grab it. It's behind him, and it's incomplete.
And now the focus is really clear. They need to get that first down and either get out of bounds or maybe use one of those timeouts.
The noise is getting deafening. Here's 3rd down and 3.
Back to throw. Mendoza. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
New York ready to go again offensively.
And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. Smith going to throw it.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Intended for Mason Taylor. Incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. They'll drop the throw toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Smith.
There's a short one. It's caught by Taylor.
Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Now 4th down and 1.
Now the Jets will call on a field goal unit here. This to make it a 3-score game late. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this will remain a 2-touchdown game. Now this one now not over yet, Charles. You've got a sliver of hope on that other sideline.
You certainly do, because that would have made it a 3-score game, and that probably would have been curtains at that point. But now if they can get down the field quickly and somehow get the ball back one more time, we may have a different ball game.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Throwing to start the drive. Mendoza.
Here's Tucker, complete on the right side.
Mendoza's pass.
At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
Here's 2nd down.
Looking to throw. Mendoza. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that'll be incomplete as it's knocked away. But a penalty flag is down. So who's this going to be on? Here we go. First and goal. Back to throw. Mendoza. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
Touchdown, Las Vegas.
So the big play to kick off the drive set them up first and goal, and they're able to cash in right away on play number 2.
I think I'm starting to understand more and more when we get ready to do games and we meet with coaches why they talk about big plays, explosive plays, and how it sets them up for success, because that's exactly how they were able to score on this one. We saw the touchdown. We saw the payoff. But, of course, that big, long chunk play is what got him in position.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So still a little over 40 seconds to go. Time enough to put a drive together if they can get this onside kick. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
The Jets offense and Geno Smith headed back out for this next possession. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. So it's a victory here for the New York Jets. And we talked so much about the turnover battle determining who wins and who loses. This game, no exception. They didn't turn the ball over at all, and they go on to victory.
They look like a smooth operation in this one, didn't they? Because you look at every facet of the game, they handled their business. Offense took care of the football, converted it into points. Defense took the ball away, gave it back to the offense. Special teams, right there with them. That's the type of game a coach is going to really love and value. And when they show the film, they have to be careful not to give out too many kudos and kill their motivation going forward.
I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.